Of the last 7 US presidents, only one hasn't added millions to his net worth since leaving the White House. Can you guess who? Former presidents receive a $200,000 pension for life, but they don't just settle into retirement and collect the funds. Instead, each of the last 7 presidents has done whatever he can post-presidency to grow his fortune. Let's find out what each of these US leaders was worth before and after taking office. Donald Trump. The name Trump was familiar long before Donald Trump took office. The 45th President of the United States started out with a small $1 million loan from his father. He got involved in real estate and bought towers in New York City, including Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue. In 1985, he purchased Mar-a-Lago for $10 million. However, the bulk of Trump's pre-presidency net worth is thanks to his celebrity persona. He began building the Trump brand in the 1980s and ended up with his own book, The Art of the Deal, and his television show, The Apprentice. He sold companies the right to use his name on their buildings and products. Trump's net worth is highly speculated. At the beginning of his presidency, he claimed it was $10 billion, but according to Forbes, it was $4.5 billion, while Bloomberg's Billionaires Index placed it at around $3 billion. After leaving office, Bloomberg estimated that Trump's net worth decreased to $2.3 billion. He's the only president on this list to lose hundreds of millions during his time in office. There are a few reasons why. First, the pandemic damaged his commercial real estate value. His properties are valued at $1.7 billion, but they're more than $256 million in debt. His resorts and hotels are $330 million in debt, and their income decreased 42% from 2015 to 2020. His reputation also suffered thanks to the Capitol riot. His lender, Deutsche Bank AG, refuses to do business with him again. This could be a problem considering $590 million of Trump's debt is due within the next 4 years. Despite his struggles, Trump is currently the richest former president in US history. Barack Obama. Barack Obama had just become a millionaire when he was elected in 2008. Barack was born in Hawaii and graduated from Columbia in 1983. He worked as a financial researcher, a project coordinator for nonprofits, and spent time as a civil rights attorney in Chicago. He never earned more than $30,000 annually between the years 1991 and 2004. Michelle was the breadwinner. She made about $274,000 per year as a lawyer. Things changed when Obama was elected to the US Senate. His salary jumped to $157,000, and his book, Dreams of My Father, experienced a surge in popularity. The Obamas entered the White House in 2009 with a net worth of $1.6 million, and their celebrity status began to grow. After leaving office, Barack and Michelle were making millions from book deals and appearances. Business Insider reports that from 2005 to 2016, Obama made $15.6 million in book advances and sales. In 2017, he and Michelle signed a $60 million book deal for their autobiographies, and Barack was paid $2.8 million for appearances and speeches. In 2018, the Obamas signed a $50 million production deal with Netflix. In 2021, the Obamas are estimated to have a combined net worth between $70 and $85 million. The American University report predicts that if the Obamas keep it up, they could eventually be worth more than $240 million. George W. Bush. George W. Bush entered office with a higher net worth than any other president, except for Trump. He's the son of former President George H.W. Bush, which gave him a leg up. Before taking office, he was involved in the military, attended Harvard Business School, and started a company that would later become Bush Exploration. His biggest investment was $500,000 he contributed to the Texas Rangers baseball team. He was part of a group of investors who purchased the franchise for $89 million. In 1998, he sold his shares for $15 million. He was elected governor of Texas in 1995 and was elected president in 2000 with a net worth of $20 million. After leaving office in 2009, Bush doubled his net worth. Politico reported that between 2009 and 2015, the former president gave at least 200 speeches and pocketed $100,000 to $175,000 per appearance. He wrote 3 books between 2010 and 2017, with the deal for the first book valued at $7 million. Thanks to people willing to pay for Bush's political wisdom, his net worth in 2021 is $40 million. Bill Clinton. Before entering the White House, Bill Clinton never earned more than $35,000 in a single year. Born in Arkansas, he lost his father at a young age and was raised by his grandparents until his mother married his stepfather, Roger Clinton Sr. Bill was the Attorney General and Governor of Arkansas, while his wife Hillary brought home a $110,000 salary as a lawyer. Together, they were worth $1.3 million by the time Bill was elected president in 1992. When they initially left the White House, the Clintons were in debt thanks to Bill's legal fees. They started making money immediately from appearances. They gave 729 speeches in 15 years and made $153 million. Bill's average fee is $200,000, and he's earned more than $100 million from speeches. In 2001, he was also paid the biggest book advance of all time, $15 million for My Life. The Clintons have made the most of any presidential couple and still make $10 to $30 million annually. The Clintons' reputation as political celebrities has catapulted them from barely millionaires to a combined net worth of $241.5 million, $120 million of which can be attributed directly to Bill. George H.W. Bush. George H.W. Bush grew up in Connecticut as the son of a successful investment banker. He graduated from Yale and worked various important jobs before taking office. He served as the director of the CIA, ambassador to the United Nations, chairman of the Republican National Committee, and vice president to Ronald Reagan. His $4 million pre-presidency fortune was thanks to a successful career in the oil business. He became a millionaire by the time he was 40 and then got involved with politics. Bush became the 41st President of the United States in 1989. Once Bush left office, he co-wrote books and became an advisor to private equity firm the Carlyle Group. He was making $50,000 to $75,000 per speech. He continued making appearances, growing his net worth to about $25 million before he passed away in 2018. Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was a successful actor before he became the 40th US president. Born in Illinois in 1911, Reagan lived in an apartment without indoor plumbing or running water. He graduated from Eureka College with an economics degree, but quickly moved on to a career in entertainment. He worked at a radio station before landing a 7-year acting contract with Warner Brothers in 1937. His career was interrupted by World War II, but after leaving the army he became the president of the Screen Actors Guild, served as an FBI informant in Hollywood, and started working in television. He became the governor of California in 1967, and by the time he was elected president in 1981, he had a net worth of $10.6 million. Once his stint in the White House was over, Reagan made significant money from book deals, including a $5 million deal for An American Life and Speaking My Mind. According to the New York Times, he made $2 million for giving 2 speeches at a Tokyo symposium. Reagan's net worth reached a whopping $15.4 million and likely would have become more if he hadn't been diagnosed with Alzheimer's just 5 years after leaving office. He passed away in 2004. Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter was a peanut farmer before he started pursuing politics. He took over the family farm in rural Georgia and initially made so little that he and his wife lived in subsidized housing. However, Carter grew the farm into a thriving business and was worth $2.3 million by the time he became president in 1977. Unfortunately, Carter's business suffered while he was in office. It was put into a blind trust and ended up accumulating $1 million of debt. Carter left the White House in more financial trouble than when he took office, but he was able to quickly bounce back and more than quadruple his fortune. He published more than 30 books, took on many speaking gigs, and now owns 2,500 acres of land in Georgia. He became the inspiration for future presidents who would use their wisdom and fame to capitalize on their presidential opportunity. Jimmy Carter is now worth about $10 million. Which president's post-White House career are you most impressed by? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Insane Luxury for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.